Now let us start with the next concept, that is the array types. So array is divided into two types. First one is the single dimensional array and another one is the multi-dimensional array. As all of you know what is a one dimensional array. One dimensional array is defined as a where it consists of only one row to store the data. That means it can store the data in a linear form. This array is having only one subscript, so that it is called as a one dimensional array. It is also called as a single dimensional array or linear array. So here is the example, integer array 3, where integer is your data type, arr is your variable name, and 3 is the size. That means this linear array can store 3 different values. This is the initialization of that array. You can initialize value or you can accept value using the scanf from the user. Same thing will happen with the multi-dimensional array or two-dimensional arrays, but there is a little change. Multi-dimensional array can be defined as which is having more than one subscript. It is also called as a matrix. Multi-dimensional array can be defined using 2 subscript or 3 subscript depending upon the dimension. So if you are using 2-dimensional array, that means it will have 2 subscript. First one is the row subscript and second one is the column subscript. So consider one example, integer a of 3 by 3. So it is consisting, first 3 value is for row and next 3 value is for column. That means it is having 3 rows and 3 columns. So we can accept this is as a 3 by 3 matrix. So it is initialization of this 2-dimensional array a of 3 by 3. First one is the row and it contains number 1, 2, 3. Second is the row which contains values 5, 6, 7, and third is the row which contains values 8, 9, 0. So these are your rows and these are your columns. That means this is the matrix of size 3 by 3 and it contains 9 elements. Same if you are going to use dimension as 4 by 4, that means you have to use total 16 elements, 4 rows and 4 columns. You can also change it as 3 by 2 or 2 by 3. So element will be changed according to that size. Now let us focus on 2-dimensional array. So how to declare an array? So it is my array integer array 1 with size 80 and 20. So this array 1 can accept 80 into 20 elements and these elements will store in 80 rows and 20 columns. That means each row will contain 20 elements. This is the example for 3-dimensional array. You can also accept element in 3-dimensional way also. The element will be stored in matrix form. Now we will study briefly with 2-dimensional array. So let us take this example. It is the simplest example, integer a of 3 by 3. So it is considered as a 3 by 3 matrix. So element will be 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you want to accept the element from the user, instead of this you have to just write, it is like you can declare this array as a integer a of 3 by 3. And now if you want to initialize the elements, so you can write it as this. And the next option is what? You can accept element from the user. Now how to accept that elements and how to store that elements. So the format for your 2-dimensional array is like this. The first element will store at a of 0, 0. Next element will store at a of 0, 1. Then third element is at row 1, column 0. This 0, 0 is for row 0 and column 0. This 0, 1 is for row 0 and column 1. This 1, 0 is for row 1 and column 0. This 1, 1 is for column 1 and row 1. Same if you are going to use 3 by 3 array, then your elements location will be 9. So 0, 0, 0, 1 or 0, 2. Then 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2. Here is the example for 3 by 4 array. That means it contains 3 rows and 4 columns. These are my 3 rows. First row is row 0, row 1 and row 2, and then 4 columns. So first column will be 0, column 1, column 2 and column 3. So it will consist of total 12 elements. So this is the initialization of that element. That means it is already contains its value. So first element is what? 0, then 1, 2, 3, then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. Let us go on code blocks. So all of you have already studied this one dimensional array where you have accept the elements from the user. So if you want to store elements, so first location of the one dimensional array is a of 0. So you are using for loop which will start its counter from 0 and it will goes up to 9. That means n minus 1 index. Same thing will happen with the two dimensional array, but there is little change. And what is the change? Here you have to add one more column, so you can use the loop counter as a j, and again you have to add another loop for this column elements. That means first I is for row elements and second j will be for your column elements. You cannot use same loop counter because you are using two separate loops, so your counter will also separate. Now let us take this example. Here is the comment which consists of array 2 by 2 with elements 3, 4, 5, 6. So first element, this 3 and 4 is for first row and this 5 and 6 for second row. Now if you need to accept element from the user, then you cannot initialize it. For accepting from the user, you have to use scanf function. Okay, so scanf function, for accepting elements you have to first declare your array. So here is my declaration, integer a of 2 by 2. Then next point is what? Your printf statement. As we are deciding row and column as 2 by 2, so it will contain total 4 elements. So first, what is the position for first element? You have already seen it on PowerPoint presentation. So the location for first element is 0, 0. So here you have to write a of 0, 0. Then for second element will be stored at 0, 1. So here I am writing scanf percentage a of 0, 1. Same thing will happen for row 2, 1, 0 and 1, 1. Now to print this element we are using printf function and using same locations. So if you run this program, your output will be like